Hey guys, I wanted to do a live video on Instagram. Let me actually go outside here, take a little break from work. Been working on some stuff and wanted to share with you. I did a podcast on it this morning at the Winning at Work and Home podcast. If you're not subscribed to the podcast, I would love for you to do so. Winning at Work and Home podcast with Damon Eddy. But one of the things that we talked about this morning was, are you living a life that you love? And if not, can you begin to live that life right now? And, one of the things that I talk about so much in the podcast, when I do my coaching, when I do my trainings, is you got to be clear. You got to be clear on what success looks like for you. And so often, guys, what happens is we haven't identified what success looks like. We just haven't. We don't know. We're just going through the days and we haven't identified what success looks like, what it feels, what an ideal day is. Now, that's a big thing because, you can't hit a target. I think Zig Ziglar said that. You cannot hit a target you do not have. And so often what we do is we don't know what a successful day looks like. Now listen, we're going to have in our life, okay, there's 2 weekend days and there's 5 work days for most of us, right? Now, if we only rely on having our ideal days on the weekend, so 2 out of 5, that's not that great, right? I mean, it really isn't. You don't want to necessarily be living for the weekend. You just don't want to do that. So one of the things that I think is so important that we talked about on the podcast this morning that I wanted to share with you here on Instagram is describing your ideal day. What does your ideal day look like? It's so important. What does that look like in the morning? What does it look like, in preparation and your time in the morning, whether that's taking a walk, whether it's prayer time, whether it's a devotional, whether it's a thing that you eat, your commute, if you're commuting, what's an ideal commute? Now, I know that's hard sometimes because you're in traffic, this and that, but how can you make it better? What do you do in the afternoon? Do you sit there at your desk or whatever it may be the position, or do you take time to go either work out or exercise or, go have a great long lunch with some coworkers, which is for most of you that listen to this podcast, you're in business, you're entrepreneurs, you're real estate agents, you're lenders. That's where deals and that's where relationships are developed. So really describing your ideal day. And one of the things that I talked about, is your path. So what you're currently doing right now, because listen, I understand, and I've been in that position before, and there's certain things that I have to do that I necessarily don't love to do. But are your days, one of the things you need to look at, are your days taking you more towards your ideal day, or are your days taking you further away from it? One of the big things for me is freedom. Like, freedom is huge for me. To be able to work from my home office, to be able to do this when I want to do this and share with you guys, it's huge for me. So I'm aware of that, and I try to set up my days, and I've tried to set up my business, and I've tried to set up everything for that, right? Now, it hasn't always been like that. But I'm aware that it's so important to me, freedom. And I'm not sure what it is for you, right? But you need to start to figure that out, what your ideal day looks like. And so often, guys, where we get screwed up is we pursue money, okay? We pursue money, and what happens is we go for either maybe a larger paycheck, we go for a position where we feel that it's going to give us more money, which is then going to give us happiness. And listen, guys, we know that money is not going to make us happy, okay? It just isn't going to make us happy. Now, we need money. You should try to have enough money or make enough money to provide you with the lifestyle that you want to live. But one of the things you have to do is you have to be clear on what that lifestyle looks like, correct? You have to be clear on that stuff. What does it look like? Because sometimes you may have enough money to live the lifestyle that you want to live. You may have enough money to be able to live your ideal days, right? But you're not living them maybe because you're not clear on what it is that an ideal day is for you. So I want you to be aware of that, guys. One of the things I want to look here at my notes, because I had a few notes. What we have to understand, guys, listen, because this is so important. If you are living your days right now where you're not happy, where you're not truly happy, okay, in hopes that because you're busting it, because you're doing certain things, because you're just running around like crazy for your clients, you're doing so many different things, you're not saying no enough, you're just running around and you're thinking that, because you're just crushing it now and living not your best days, in hopes that one day you'll be able to live a life that you love, that's really, really, really scary. It's really, really scary, guys. I mean, I'm 45, I'm getting a little older, I'm starting to get maybe just a titch wiser, just a little bit. There's so much more I gotta learn, it's freaking crazy. But if you are living days right now that you do not like in hopes that one day you'll be able to begin to live a life that you love, that's really, really scary. Because what if that day never comes? And that's an honest question, guys. What if that day never comes? And I really want you to think about it. Can you begin to live that life right now? And I'm here to tell you, I work with a lot of real estate agents, lenders, entrepreneurs, and I really, really, when I sit down with them and we gain clarity and we really identify what's most important to them in the day, they can begin to live those ideal days now. I mean, you really, really can. But the thing is, if you're not aware of what they are, and you let minor things take away from the major things, yeah, your days may suck. They may suck. Because one of the things that may be important to you is to really spend incredible, like an ideal evening would be to spend amazing time with your family. Be able to put the phone down at 6 o'clock, hang out with your spouse, watch the kids play in the backyard, maybe take a walk. While you're taking a walk, have a nice glass of wine, and just be able to chill from like 6:30 on, right? That may be your ideal day. But what happens is, what do you do sometimes? You don't put the phone down at 6 or 6:30. You go ahead and you run and you feel like you got to answer every email. You got to respond to every text. Okay? You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. So then you get pissed off at 8 o'clock because you wanted to take your walk with your glass of wine, but you didn't. Now, you could have had your ideal day. You could have had your ideal evening, but you chose differently. You chose and you felt it was so important to get back to that client and do this and that you weren't able to have your ideal evening. You may be able to have your ideal morning. You may be able to have your ideal morning where you get up when you say you're going to get up. Maybe the kids are still asleep. Have your coffee. Maybe go outside if it's a beautiful, beautiful morning. Go in the back deck and just sit there and drink your coffee. Maybe do a devotional. Maybe do some reading. Maybe listen to something inspirational. But, right, which will really get you focused up for the day. Maybe you want to do some journaling. But what you did is you decided to hit the snooze alarm 5 or 6 times. And now you're rushed. And the kids are up or whatever. Now it's summertime, so it's a little different. The kids sleep in. But you know what I'm saying? Maybe you're late for appointment, late for work, and you didn't have the best morning, right? I don't know. Maybe there's something in the afternoon. You get my point? I mean, hopefully you guys get my point. As I said to you, if we understand what our ideal day is, then we can go ahead and begin to live it, and we can go ahead and structure around it. But if we have no idea, obviously there's no way that's going to get done. And like I said, I don't feel, if you're like me, I don't want to just live for the weekends. I don't want to just live for, Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoons. I want to make sure, ideally, if I can, make every day an incredible day, right? And yes, there's going to be days that get out of control. I totally understand that. But if we have no idea what it is that we're actually trying to do, then it can't be done. So, guys, just really going off to that, I would say pursue Because money's a big deal, guys. Money is a big deal. Our pursuit of money screws us up so freaking much. You know, we pursue money, we get more toys, we get more stuff, we get more of this and that. And what it does is it causes more headache, more drama. What's that Puff Daddy song? No, Biggie Smalls song, More Money, More Problems? Is it Puff Daddy or whoever? You know what I'm saying? More money, more problems? Sometimes that's the case. But if we pursue our passions and we pursue what it is that we love, I think money will then be a byproduct of that. Or if the money doesn't come as much as you want, at least you're happy and you're doing what you love, because getting more money and getting more stuff is not going to make you happy. So hopefully that made sense, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here in Colorado. Super, super nice. Kind of spacing out here, just looking around. Erica, what's up? One of the things that I want to end with is what I started, because, you know, think about this, and then I'll end with this point, because now I'm starting to space out and think about things other than what we're talking about, and I want to keep it to the point. So your days right now, are you having more days that are not taking you towards your ideal day? That's a question you need to ask yourself. Oh, I know one other thing I want to talk to, because I think this is important. So you want to move towards your passion, right? You want to move more towards your passion. You want to have more ideal days, right? So you then have to identify what the ideal days are. But you need to stay on track. And one of the best ways to stay on track is to plan in the morning, okay? What are you going to do for your ideal day? Plan, write it down. You have to write it down, okay? Plan for your day, and then at night you need a review. If you do that, you plan in the beginning of the day, you review at the end of the day, you can look back and say, how'd my day go? Nope, I let this happen. I let this take away from the most important things, this and that. So what happens is, guys, listen, most people, 98% of people never, ever, ever, ever plan their days. They have no idea what it is they're trying to achieve. They have no idea in the day what's going to make them the happiest. And they let the days just completely go wild and run, okay? And they do not live with intentionality. So if you live every single day with intentionality, if you know what it is exactly that you need to achieve, you wrote it down, you can look at the end of the day and say, did I get the things done that are most important to me? If you do that, you can say, nope, I didn't get that done, but I got this done. I'm gonna work better the next day on the thing that I didn't do that well on. So you're not gonna be like a lot of people, guys, listen to me, a lot of people where you're going to wake up a year and a half from now and wonder, what the hell am I doing? I'm in a position, I'm in a place that I do not love, I'm in a relationship that is not going well, I hate my job, blah, 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 because you did not take care of, you did not plan and review every single day to make sure that you were on the correct path, right? If you do that, there's no excuse, right? You're moving, you're forward, you're heading towards your desired result, right? And you're not gonna wake up and be like, oh my gosh, what happened to my marriage? Like, I have no idea how it ended up here. No, if you identify what's the most important thing in your marriage, what you're supposed to do, what your spouse needs, and you're reviewing it every single evening, did I get it done? It's not like you're gonna wake up and be all confused. It's not gonna be confusing. So that's one of the things that's so important, guys, to plan and review every single day. And we're gonna end it here. So if you are not living a life, if you're living a life right now that you do not like, that your days suck, that you're just really not happy, okay, in hopes that one day you may be able to live a life that you love, that's super, 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 super scary, guys. You could waste years, you could waste your whole freaking life, to be honest with you. And that is super, super scary. So ask yourself the question, when you actually sit down and you describe your ideal day, can you begin to live that ideal day? Can you be able to have that life that you love right now? And if you can, what the heck are you waiting for? Okay? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for watching. Jim, Brian, Tracy has some great stuff on that. That's perfect, man. Ton of stuff. We'll check it out. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.